So let me, give the background of this speech, actually, this program, because from my experience, I have seen that. So our students are very, especially these undergraduate science students are very weak, very lagging in the writing their resume, even though they have proper records of academic and other achievements. So they are very reluctant. They don't know actually to how to draft a professional CV. So one hand that is kind of reasonable, right? Because they are during their undergraduate time, so they have focused on other like the academic activities, not on this activity. So then we thought of having this kind of important discussion. And when I search to whom I have to invite for this speech, actually I found the most suitable person to address this undergraduate student. So his name is Mohamed Rushdi Hadhi. He's a second human resource trainer with overall 15 years of experience in the field. He is one of the very few career guides experienced in Sri Lanka with the broad knowledge across varieties of discipline, like including business, IT, science, engineering, and humanities. So throughout his career, he has worked across diverse industries such as FMCG, information technology, education, and recruitment, including three multidisciplinary companies and leading private university. So, bringing a unique blend of academic and industrial exposure. So talking about his academic background, he hold BSc and MSc from University of Peradeniya, an advanced diploma in business management from NIBM, and diploma in quality management from SLSI. So, talking about his professional career, he is a certified professional trainer and an ISO lead auditor. In 2024, he was recognized as one of the LinkedIn top vacancy in HR and development. So he was also the first runner-up business executive of the year award in 2017 and named among the top 10 emerging young leaders of Sri Lanka in 2011. So currently he is serving as the director operation at Jobdaddy.lk, where they bring his wealth and experience in connecting the good people in the good job. So I think going through this his resume and his introduction, I think he is the most suitable person to address you. I think looking at our audience also now we have 205, almost 200 audience, meaning that so they are very interested on this getting know about this kind of thing. So without taking much more time, so I will cordially invite Mr. Rusdi to continue share his thoughts with us. So Mr. Rusdi, you can start.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Maso. Just a quick check from the audience first. Hope you can hear me. Right, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Maso, again for the invitation. And as a career guidance professional, I have done a lot of sessions in Colombo and around universities, and this is the first time I got an opportunity to talk to the students in Southeastern, which is far away from Colombo, because even I know that I studied in Peradeniya. Sometimes even Peradeniya is far away from Colombo, so that we don't get chances to physically get the resource people to come and do sessions, which is readily available in Colombo. So, and I'm really happy to see a crowd of 200 online at 7 o'clock turning up for this session. So, thank you very much. And as I was telling to Dr. Maso in the morning, today I'll be covering all the career pathways related to science. Mainly science is physical science, biological science, and IT. Right? But I want one thing. Maybe if you can, Maso, if you can drop me and break down as we discuss in few minutes, if possible, to understand who
Sure,
are the
sure.
main audiences of this. Right?
එයි
And
ඔයා මේකත්ද බලන්නේ Status bagus.
Please switch off the mics. Okay. Right. So what I will do today is mainly two things. My first part of the presentation is about how to create a CV. And I customize this presentation mainly for science because you all are from faculty of science. And then I will jump into what type of job opportunities available for science graduates. So if you have a science degree, how you can do that. And the main thing is like I have my slide deck. I will share with Dr. Maso so that you will not need to rush and take photos or anything. And some of the slides I have purposefully written in with lot of detail where you can self read it after the session. So I will not spend time on those, but I'll spend more time on explaining the actual things. As Dr. Maso said, I had the opportunity to work in a lot of companies like Unilever, Fonterra, WSO2, Mota Confectionery, Lanka Software Foundation. And after that, I went on to work in NSP and Green University as head of career guidance. And now I work in Jobdaddy.lk, which is a job portal where we connect people and jobs. So, with this rich experience, what I am telling in this 1 hour session is most important, relevant, and applicable there. I'm not talking anything too much or irrelevant. So, I hope that you will concentrate more on that. So, since I'm presenting my organization, let me take few minutes to introduce my organization to you. Yes, this is our website and our company. Jobdaddy.lk is Sri Lanka's fastest growing recruitment platform. What we do is we list jobs from companies where candidates can come and apply for them. We have a desktop website, but it is available in mobile view as well. And in 2026 January, we are bringing on a web app as well. I'll click uh, so I think now the other tab is shared, so you can see this website is made as one of the most user-friendly website in the country. And you can see specifically when I go to science, we have categorized the jobs in the areas where actually jobs are. For example, let you go to computer and IT, actually what are the type of jobs are in the industry when you're in PTIT, that categories are listed here. So this itself is a career guidance on what kind of jobs you can do. Let's go management, same as, right? And when you go to mainly science, you can see what are the main branches of jobs categories or areas available in science that we have listed. And when you go there, and as a company, we have made this platform very user friendly and supportive for candidates, reducing some of the errors which candidates make also. For example, let's say when we go in our platform, you click apply. So whatever the job is in the advertisement will come down. So you will not mistakenly apply anything. And when you enter your name here, you can see it will automatically come to the cover letter here. So when you click apply, definitely we are auto generating the cover letter where you don't send the CV mistakenly or without improper first impression to the employer. In the meantime, we have suggestions coming also. When you apply for a particular job, it will show other suggestions as well. Right, I'm just again switching back to my presentation. Hope my presentation is visible again. Yes, Dr. Masa, can you please confirm so you can see my
Uh,
presentation?
Still, I think no. We can see, yes, that is the presentation, desktop view, mobile view.
Yeah. That's it. That's
Yes,
it.
yes, yes, yes.
Right,
And
right.
another thing, Mr. Rushdi, please check whether the recording is enable in your end. I mean, the host now, since you are the host, I think the cloud recording is enabled, no?
Uh, Already there was a notification. I approved it.
Okay.
Yeah, record is going. Record is going. Yes,
Okay,
please.
right. Okay.
Mistake. Right. So students. So then, in the slides I had quickly glanced through. So we are the job platform in Sri Lanka which has the highest number of YouTube subscribers already, which passing all the competitors. And why we are doing that is we create content in the YouTube to educate people. You can see career guidance videos about different fields and career tips in which includes CV tips and everything, interview tips, everything which I do, and HR tips and everything is there in our platform, right? In the meanwhile, we have very active in TikTok. Please follow us as in TikTok, where we create short content about CVs, jobs, and all these things, right? Now, I just take this moment to give this QR for you all to scan so that you will be going into a job alerts group where one of our team member will support you in dividing to relevant areas where whenever there is relevant job, you will get that notification SMS and WhatsApp. So I will drop this link in the chat as well at the end of the meeting. Right now, I'm jumping into the session. So as it's 7:14, so I will finish my presentation at 8 o'clock, and we will open the forum for question and answer if there's anything after that. Right. First thing first, students, you should know the difference between three things. One is biodata, resume, and CV. So quick thing, do not use biodata. Biodata is Jobdaddy.lk. එක පරණ දෙයක්. Do not use it. Never, never, ever. Right? ඒ කාලේ තියෙන වගේ name, school, age, sex, index number එහෙම දාගෙන යන්නේ නැහැ. That is outdated. So I hope that none of the students who are part of this program will never ever use a biodata hereafter. So we have two options, CV and resume. What are the difference? Resume is one page only. No matter you are an intern or a CEO, if they ask for resume, you should have it only one page. So main thing is like resume is the summary version. So in the resume, only thing is like it should be one page and it should not have referees. Other than referees, rest of the thing should be in bullet points. So most of the time, what they ask is CVs. So the first question is what is the uh, number of pages in a CV, right? So, what is the number of pages in a CV? So, very important, very, very important, my dear students, right? CV can be 1 to 3 pages, right? And in the meantime, it depends, the number of pages is depends on the year of experience. As the slide says, 0 to 2 years is 1 page, 3 to 10, 1 to 2 page, 10 plus is 2 to 3 page. So big mistake. Again, you can't have a biodata hereafter because I told you directly, and you can't have a CV more than 1 page. Ani sir, mage tiyena දේවල් ඔක්කොම දාන්න මේක මදිනේ. No, never, ever, ever, right? So that's a very important thing. And I just input academics, like when you go in academic track, the CV can exceed 3 pages because academics they have to put reference and everything. If in an academic CV you can find it more than 3 pages, but corporate CV, that's it. So I think you all are going to be your internship, your first job, and you do not exceed more than 1 page at any cost, right? That is a very big mistake. Then, what is the best format for a CV? So, please watch my screen. There are no fixed format for a CV, right? So, mom make a pen and a copy, right? Again, if you go for another session, another person would show another template as well, right? There is no issue, but only thing there is no fixed format like an application form, but it has a set of common categories which is needed for a recruiter to know your three things: experience, knowledge, skills, and background, and see whether you can be called for an interview. Understand it very well. Understand it really well. I'm telling again. CV is not to get a job. Job එකක් ගන්න නෙවෙයි CV එකක් දාන්න. Job, right? Again, quick thing. So I'm doing it in English, right? But I can answer questions in Tamil and Sinhala as well. Even if I'm switching to Sinhala, I would try to put that in Tamil as well. So CVX நாங்கள் எழுதுவது வந்து ஜாப் எடுப்பதுக்கு அல்ல, முக்கியமான விஷயம். Why we make a CV is to get into the interview, right? So to get into the interview, when you apply for a job, you get a lot of CVs, and recruiter gets only 10 people for an interview. So what this there should be in the CV is mainly what experience this man has, what knowledge he has, what skills, and what is his background. HRI only. You should not need anything more than that. அதுக்கு மேல ஒன்றுமே தேவைப்படாது. So there is no fixed format, but I have, with my experience, a lot of research, I have made this summary thing. All right. So I will send this, right? So what to have is these things. And in the next slide, I will show sample picture as well. So in this slide, you can see there are only two topics with a star mark. That is optional. So rest of the things are forever important to be in every CV. So again, I am telling, I will talk about the main points here in this page and jump to next page. After that, rest of my pages are all about how a CV should come, which is already there, right? So profile picture is one thing. Then name, then headline. So profile picture you all, right? A name, okay, first name only, right? Very important. You should not put GHG, RHGS Gunatilaka. No, Ruan Gunatilaka, Ruan Gunatilaka. That's all. Enough. No need anything. Okay, full number, right? Then you know profile picture what it is. I'll start from that. So profile picture should be a proper profile picture, right? I will talk them in detail, so I'll quickly glance on what it is. Profile picture, you know what it is. Name is your name, first name and last name. Headline is simply a job you are applying for. That's all. The recruiter බලපුවම මේ මිනිස්සු මොකටද apply කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා ටක් ගාලා මතක් වෙන්න ඕන, right? ஒரு recruiter பார்த்த உடனே இவர் என்னதுக்கு apply பண்றாருன்றது டக்குன்னு மேல இருந்து விளங்கணும். அதுக்காக தான் headline போடுறது. Next is profile summary. So profile summary is something where a quick high level summary about you, right? That's all, right? Then your contact number, you know, email address, location, and LinkedIn link, right? Again, I'm telling no need to put address. No need to put address, just location enough. Homagama, Sri Lanka. Kadavata, Sri Lanka. That's all, right? Don't waste putting in address because it's no point for the recruit, right? Then experience is the most important, right? In this thing, actually, the first five bullets are the background things. So experience is the most important part of the CV. I am repeating it. Most important part of the CV is experience. Why? Because we are looking not for knowledge, because let's say you have a degree and you have completed the degree. We know that you have completed the degree and passed the exam, so you have the basic knowledge. So what we look for is experience, right? In any CV, I want to tell what is that one thing is more focus to be given is experience. Then education, because then only education. Education never comes on top. Why? When you have education, only you can apply for a particular thing. Let's say they are looking for a degree holder. If you have a diploma, you can apply. So education is not the deciding factor. Experience, right? Then there's a subcategory called major achievement, right? That is, if you have anything, you can put it there. That's what I put it there with a star mark, right? Some people might not have any major achievement. Let's say you are a university classman, first class holder, rugby captain, national champion, research paper publication winner. Any significant achievement, right? That should outstand yourself, then you have to put it. Then that is another second most important. Number one is experience in the CV. Second most important is skills. What are your top skills, right? So that you should put in the CV, right? So skills, and we do type one is technical skills and soft skills. I'll tell detail about that. Then languages, simply about what language you know, to which. That is a small thing. Then computer and IT again, what kind of a technical IT or computer software tools knowledge you have, that you put it. Again, I'm telling, if you have any IT students here, computer and IT, no need to put because your job itself is computer. So then you have to go detail in your computer related things, where whatever the technology you know, right? Then there's extracurricular again. Sometimes some student might not have extracurricular. That's why I put it star. And finally, non-related referees at the bottom, right? So this is the total things to have in a CV. So if I tell what are the two things which recruiters look for is experience and skills, right? So that is it. So now I am going to very simple, very acceptable, easy to follow format and with example itself, right? Example itself. So this is how you have to put. So first, so I have taken a common example, right? Right. If not, you can take another templates as well. But this is a very scientifically proven, logical, and more important format. So මේක මතක තියාගන්න පුළුවන් නම් හරි. So this is one page, right? இத மாஃபம் வச்சுக்கொண்ட போதும் இந்த விதத்திலே இந்த subtopics இருந்தா சரி, right? So you can use this template, but you have to put whatever is relevant to you, right? Okay. So now, before I get into detail, I'm going to tell a very important message in CV, right? CV is about marketing yourself to that role. මේ ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස්මන්ට් එකට මම තමයි සුදුසු මිනිස්සයා කියලා ඔයා කියන එක තමයි CV එක. இந்த வந்துள்ள விளம்பரத்துல பொருத்தமானால் நான் சொல்றதுக்கு தான் CV இருக்கு. Therefore, no need to put everything you have. Whatever you have in the certificate file from your Aliyat Hadhi to whatever the school Natya competition to everything, no need to put. No need to put at all. And specifically, I think most of them are your science or IT or physical science graduates, so no need to put them all, right? You can't, right? So that's what you can see. You have to put everything in one single picture, right? So I'll go with the order so you can imagine what you have to put. Here you have to put the profile picture, right? Profile picture should be 60% of your body, right? Again, I'm saying you should not have halfway profile picture. The circle should have not sorry not 60% of your body. The profile picture, in this profile picture circle, 60% of it should be your face. 60% of it should be your face, because if not, the people can't see the face. And very important, students, very proper profile picture. Don't put Instagram profile pictures, LinkedIn profile pictures, casual pictures. Take a proper picture. What is the best dress code for gents? It's blazer with tie. If not, at least shirt and tie. If not, at least a proper shirt. No t-shirts or any casual wear or party wear. Ladies could be sari or any other lot of, there are a lot of office attires for ladies. You have a proper one, and I would highly recommend that, since these days everyone has good phones, stand in a very good background and get a very proper quality photo. Why? Because that gives a first impression. People never hire you looking at your face, but if you don't put a proper photo, it gives a message that this student is not that serious. So how to put your name? That's all. Ruan Pereira. I'm telling you the sample. Ruan Pereira. So then this is the headline. So headline is what role you are applying for: quality assurance intern, software engineering intern, laboratory intern. That's all. One name only. If not, if you are looking for two, you can put two. That's all. Don't put more than that. Then, most importantly, profile statement. Don't put profile. Don't put summary. Just write 3 lines. This sample here, I'm saying chemistry undergraduates, skilled in analytical chemistry, seeking a career in the food industry, passionate about sustainable technology and innovation. So, what you put there is, what you have in headline is this. So simply your experience, knowledge, skills, and what are your aspirations. That is, you should have in headlines. And I highly recommend that you create a headline from ChatGPT. No worries, because it will create it. But what I want is, don't go more than three line like that. අනිත් ඒවා බයිලා. කවුරුත් ඒවා බලන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක බොරු කියවන්නෙත් නැහැ. right? යාරොන් පාග මටංග මූණ්ඩු වරිලට කටාම වෙච්චකම. Right? So ඊට පස්සේ මේ පැත්තේ තියෙන්නේ, so mobile, yes, you put one mobile, don't put two or three, right? Email, have a proper email. Don't put honey girl, sweet boy, no, proper first name, last name, what kind of a good email. Definitely you should have a proper LinkedIn, and put the LinkedIn, but reduced format. Don't put the big URL. If you have a proper LinkedIn, you should have a shorter format. Let's say linkedin.com Rushdi Hadhi, that is my name. Like whatever the thing you have to put, then location. Candy, Kurunagala, that's enough. No need to put address. It's all waste of time. Right now, I am coming to this side of things. And another main important thing you should know is I'll maybe like a quick question whether people are sleeping or not. Can someone please tell me uh, uh, how many minutes a recruiter, maybe in chat, how many minutes a recruiter takes to see read your CV in minutes? I just give it like few seconds if anyone is willing to do. How many minutes? Anyone in the chat?
Mr. Rushdi, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, how many minutes a recruiter spends reading a candidate CV? CV එක බලන්න කොච්චර වෙලාවක්ද විනාඩි කීයක්ද ස්පෙන්ඩ් කරන්න. ஒரு CV வாசிப்பதற்கு எத்தனை நிமிடங்கள் ஒரு HR மேனேஜர் செலவிடுவார்?
I think few seconds.
Exactly, right? I think the students didn't answer, the lecturer answered. It's 5 to 7 seconds. 5 to 7 seconds. Very important. Number one. Number two, in your CV, the top half, only they read with focus. Rest they quickly skip, like accelerate and go. So that is what experts say, that whatever the most important things should be in your first top half, right? So you can this structure. That's what the achievement part comes in the top spot. Then the technical skills come, because soft skills is secondary. Technical skills is what comes the main two in this sideline, and experience, because people hire you for experience, as I said. Okay, so achievement, what comes is whatever the achievement you have, you put it in bullet points. Technical skills, so when you have skills, I said there are two types of skills. One is technical skills, other is soft skills. So technical skills, what you put is what is relevant to your job. It should be, again I am telling you, put the degree program, you put the job applying for, then you can ask from ChatGPT what are technical skills relevant to this, and if you have them you can put. But very powerful advice, don't put more than 5. Ideally it's 3 to 4 technical skills. Why I am telling again, in the CV you are not putting all the technical skills. What are your top technical skills? It could be in chemistry, let's say analytical chemistry, if not report writing, maybe something like that, right? Maybe chromatography techniques, I'm just telling, right? What are the technique? Again, since AI is there, you can get the support of AI and put. But again, very strong message, don't put what you don't know. දන්නේ නැති බයිලා නම් දාන්න එපා. තේරියාරි වේංගල පොඩවන්න. Right? Very important. Maximum 3 to 4 technical skills. At maximum it could be 5. Soft skills, again, whatever soft skills like leadership, teamwork, communication, presentation, again whatever you have, maximum 5 to 5 to 10. I would ideally recommend technical skills 5 and soft skills 3. So you should be able to tell what are your trump cards. So I get turumbu magada technical skill meva hondha dane, soft skill meva තමයි මච්ච. That's all. වැඩි කියවන්නේ නැහැ. උඹට ටෙක්නිකල් ස්කිල් එන්නද උඹට මේන් soft skill එන්නද කියලා යාරු පාග මට maximum on the limit la එච්චිකොත්. So those things comes in the first half, you can see, right? Then computer and IT, in that category what you can put is, you can put whatever the softwares or tools, Excel, PowerPoint, Google Sheet, Minitab, MATLAB, SPSS, Power BI, Tableau, whatever the thing you know, that's a different category. Then languages, definitely you put English, Sinhala and Tamil. If you know, then don't keep it like that. Then put what level you know. Proficiency, elementary proficiency, beginner, intermediate. There are a lot of ways to put, but put in like that. If not, no point. So that is the side column. Then the most important part is experience column, right? So, and again for IT students, I am taking and this thing. So in your case, you don't need to put computer and IT. You put technical skills. In that you have separate categories. One is simple. If you know IT, there is a common word we call tech stack. What is your tech stack? Right? So based on the tech stack, you put programming languages, what do you know, what are the platforms you need to operate, what are the database you can know, whatever the thing you tech stacks you put, let's say Java.net, whatever the thing you put, right? Then only people know, this fellow is coming from this technology background. That is very important. IT, you can, the IT not 5, if you can have multiple as well, but you have to categorize. Don't put C, Java, .NET as 3 bullets. Put them as programming languages. Then you put C, Java, and .NET, and maybe even you can arrange them. Specifically, IT people, you might know C very well. You put 5 dots, Java 3 dots, .NET 1 dot, like that. So the recruiter has an idea. All right, this is his technology stack, but he's very strong in C. Something like you have to put. So you spend a lot on that, right? Then this side is experience. So in a common CV, like a person who is graduated and doing a job, experience what they put is work experience for sure. But someone like you will always ask, where is work experience for undergraduates? Yes, you are correct. So what you put is project experience, right? So what how you put is project name and within bracket academic year. That means first year project or second year project or third year project, and a description in few lines. Strongly recommend. Don't put totally the project name. Specifically in IT, you can write a lot on the project name. Let's say project. Let's a management system for school. That is a project name. Description: develop a management system for an international school with online payment, recruitment, payment gateway, and SMS notification. That is the description. Then you in the bracket you put what are the technologies used. That is for IT. For other people, chemistry, other thing, you would find what are the projects. So actually, if you anything you do in university other than writing exams, it becomes a project or a kind of experience too. From there only you gain the real world experience, maybe project like group projects on a presentation or something, a review, maybe a product development, maybe a market study, right? Maybe anything. So think and don't put everything again. You don't put everything. What is relevant to the project? What you are very strong in, because then only the recruiter will listen, read through and ask question. Because recruiter will never ask questions what you came for the exam, but he will ask questions on what you engaged, and from that experience only he can know what he has done it. So you have to put in that category. So project name you can have 1, 2, 3 bullets, right? Few projects, right? IT people definitely you should at least have 4 projects when you are final year. Every year you will do a project. So you have to put that again. Put in the reverse order. Second year or third year project on top, rest comes down. Then education. Again, education, be very specific. Qualification name and institute and year. BSc Honours Bioscience, specialized in chemistry. Institute, Southeast University, Sri Lanka, year 2024, ending year. You can put it in one line or 2 line. That's all. Right? If you have very good GPA, put the GPA. If not, don't put the GPA. And then O level, just put one line only. Don't go to put into all the results. No, none of them will help you to get a job, because when you're doing a degree, we all know that you have done the O levels and maybe you have done a diploma, you have done SEMA or whatever the professional qualifications, you can put them, right? Then comes extracurricular. This is also very important for undergraduates. Extracurricular is a very important thing. From there only we measure your leadership, talents, and skills. So don't put very big mistakes. Student put let's member, cricket team, president, drama club, member, science society. It will not give any understanding for the recruiter. How you put is put the position, organization. Don't put the year. Don't put the year. Don't because they don't want the year. They don't want what you did, and then mainly brief on what you did, right? What kind of a role you did, you have to put, right? So for example, as a president entrepreneurship club, conducted 5 projects in 3 months, increasing the membership from 40%, something like that will show what you did, right? Maybe event organizer for a musical event, coordinated with 17 artists to ensure that they come on time, right? If not, maybe you were a marketing team, conducted 3 weeks of digital media campaign to ensure the brand visibility. Something like you have to put, don't put just bullet, that is no value addition there. And finally, non-related referees, that is where you put the references of 2 people. Very important. Most of the mistakes that undergraduates do this is non-related. Can't put your bapa or tata or tata's yalo or someone. Non-related referees, and referees should be someone whom you know, either your university supervisor, your project team leader, maybe a senior ayawaka whom you worked with in another club or society. That's how you put, right? Definitely after you go to the internship, you put internship supervisor as one referee and an academic person as another referee. So that is the overall picture. And here I'm not spending time, but I have taught, I have put this detailed slides for reference, what to put in personal profile, work experience, what are the things to put in work experience, Education, what are the types of thing? Academic qualification, professional, whatever it is, it's a type of education. So you can put their skills. What are the skills you can put? Extracurricular, what type of extracurricular? You don't need to put everything. If what you have, you can pick from this and put. Then personal details relevant. What I have is NIC passport and is not in your template. I saw why this is for big people. Let's say someone is going abroad, he has to put the NIC and passport if it is going for abroad. That's it. Other than that, do strictly follow the template I showed. Only don't put anything other than that because that is irrelevant for undergraduate. Then referees, as I said, you can put the format. This is the format how to put the referee's name and qualifications and how to you right. So these are the main thing. And then you might have heard something called covering letter. So is it must to write a covering letter? Not a must to write a big covering letter, but at least write, dear sir, madam, I am applying the position of laboratory executive assistant in your organization. Please find the attached CV. So from Jobdaddy.lk, we are auto generating that. You can write it more than that, but don't send it blank. I have seen lot of CVs. Students even don't put the subject. Just pull on gun. They said it. No. That is what cover letter is. Now with the AI, you can create cover letters. No issue at all, right? That's fun. So now I am coming to a very important thing, jobs, right? Any questions in the chat?
Uh, I think we can continue, no? So we'll
Yes,
after that
please.
finally
Sure.
we'll discuss everything together.
Right, fine. So we are on track with the time. So now I'm for jobs. I'm taking you through some theoretical aspects to ensure the job because sometimes you even our campus we use macam science karla job na ni. Nah, damai. Really? No, right? I will tell. I will tell the context, right? How jobs are in the field and how you have to get, you have to know. But one thing you should know, since you are science people, Sri Lanka is not a science-based country, right? So you will not get everyone who graduates from the university will get exactly relevant science related job. That is not possible. Sometimes, for example, field what do you say, strong fields like molecular biology, biotechnology, very interesting and very progressive fields in the world, but you can't find hundreds of molecular biologists working places in Sri Lanka. Same with a lot of places. So that is a practical reality, right? But if you're going to higher studies, there is no issue. But so I have a very wonderful slide on how to get a job in Sri Lanka for science in any world that's applicable, right? So first I am telling this, what is science, what is technology? You know that science is studies of the world and technology is application of the knowledge, right? So first you should know that science and technology is important for the world. Why? To take the world forward need science. So you can't have a question science karupe untu job thiyide. Science enjagala job be commander keli vara mudiyadu. Because why? Science drives the world. Then businesses for companies, why science is equal? Because my students, please remember that to create and improve products and services, it's science. So no matter what company, it could be a telecommunication company, it could be a biscuit company, it could be a paint company, it could be any company, but the core is a product. So product is developed by a science person or a service is developed by a science person most of the time. So the businesses, let's say Microsoft, it's technology. It's a hardcore science or engineering or tech. It's a STEM person. It's not the marketing manager. It's not the HR manager. Right? Accountants, everything comes on top of it. Any business, any industry you see, the start is science. So you will never no need to feel that science cram object can't be. But again, in the practical context, I said again, I'm not taking a lot of time. One thing you have to know that when you study STEM, you develop this side more in the left brain. Why I'm telling is like, so sometimes you study science, lot of theories, and you develop the skills. So you have to seek jobs not from your knowledge, sometimes from the skills. That's what I'm telling. So when you're studying science, you develop analytical skills, logical thinking, numbers, language skills. But when you study arts or human creative, right, emotional. So arts people should may they develop right brain function more. They should seek jobs in that skills. Again, I'm telling jobs are based on experience and skills, not the qualification. Even a person has a music degree can go and do different jobs. Why? It's about skills. That's what I said there. So you're doing science, your left brain skills are there. So your finding job is not only from your knowledge, but also from the skills you gain. First thing first, my students, please remember this. This is another common important slide where in the world there are only three pathways. Entire whatever the job may study you do, there are three paths. One is academic path. You choose what you like now itself, right? One is academic path, industry and entrepreneurship. Academic, work in a university or other element as a lecturer, if not maybe or a research institute as a researcher or consultant. So it is like hardcore theoretical thing. Dr. Maso is an academic, right? So all the lecturers are academics. So that is one pathway. From what, so one thing is, though, sometimes people think that මේ degree කරාම lecture වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? කොයි degree එකනත් lecture වෙන්න පුළුවන්. எந்த degree செஞ்சாலும் lecture ஆயிரும். That's a very mistake that only few degrees. No, you can further study and become an academic, a researcher, a consultant in any field. So there is nothing stopping, right? So that is one path. The other path is industry. You go and apply what you learn in the industry. It could be a government organization, private organization, or NGO organization. Third is entrepreneurship. That's also a pathway, right? You learn something and you start something in your own. So that could be a product or a service. That's all. So these are the three pathways available for any graduate, any diploma holder, anyone in any field in the world. So as a person, maybe now you can select whether 1, 2, or 3 is your path, right? Then this is the most important slide. Very important slide. Please understand. How you get job is not exactly how you think. Since we are from the industry, I have made this summary. This is not anywhere in the internet. I have made this summary practically thinking about the Sri Lankan context and the global context. Right? Remember how to match a science degree to different job. Any degree also same approach. I have taken science as an example. Right? So first round, so here's the central round, that is the knowledge round. That means there are some jobs in the world where you study, apply, use whatever you studied directly. For example, in common example, let's say medical. To become a doctor, you study for 5 years about all the parts of the body, diseases and the medicines, and from day one, you can practice that directly using the knowledge. Right? I didn't take the medical example of the slide because no doctors are here. So something, let's say you do a microbiology special. So you learn about plating, aseptic method, all these things. You directly, when you go from microbiology interview or job, you can apply because you have been trained for that. So that is one way of getting jobs, and only there are few amount of jobs like that in the world, right? The second type is applying the scientific theory concept you learn to match the application. So here you can't directly, you will not learn everything to do the job. Again, I'm repeating, let's say a medical or microbiology role, they will train, even engineers, they train software, they get trained to code, so they can directly apply. That is one way. Second way is applying the basic knowledge. For example, let's you study chemistry. So you get the fundamentals of food chemistry, industrial chemistry, right? It could be anything, right? Because then let's say you go for a food, with a chemistry degree, you can work in a food company. With a chemistry degree, you can work in a fertilizer company. With a chemistry degree, you can work in a paint company, right? So you, for that you don't study all the paint process, food process, biscuit process, laptop, all the processes you can't study, but you study the fundamentals of chemistry. From that you basically understand and apply. So again, you are applying the knowledge, but from the broader context. So that is second way of doing it. Third way of getting job is using the science knowledge, but you are doing a non-science role. Your job title will not say as a scientific role. It could be a business development role, it could be a marketing role, it could be a sales role, but a normal commerce person should can't do that because that role needs science. For example, medical marketing, let's say Panadol marketing, right? Paracetamol marketing, pharmaceutical marketing. People from science background, people who are sales rep, people who are sales manager, right? So this medical marketing. So please, my dear students, you should remember that there is a big portion in that, right? Let's say there's a instrument company, there's a laboratory, reagent company, microbiology equipment company, engineering product company, glassware company. All these companies, sales people, business development people, marketing people, directors, most of them are science people. Why? Because the core is science. So you should definitely, these roles will not have Sudupata coat, white coat irukadu. But business roles but based on science, right? So that is also a huge portion in the world, and you all should go to that also, right? Then the final part, and as the skill part, I said, use the skill and thinking pattern you develop by learning science using into a role, right? For example, very specifically for physical science student, you study maths, stat, physics, theory, lot of things, Einstein theorem, that theorem, that theorem, even like a squared but b squared. When you study O level maths, is there an application for that directly? No. So how you have to find job is, what you do is by studying those things you develop analytical thinking, logical thinking. So you fit it. For example, most of the time in industries, stats people, maths people, physics people, they are coming to analytics roles, data analytics roles, demand planning, supply planning. End of the day, they might do a Excel sheet job, but it needs a lot of quick thinking, analytical skills, right? That is how the job market is there, and that is how people look for people, right? There is no name board, may degree may job thiyena kiyala na, in the degree in the job tha irukkenilla, right? I think you would understand this very strong, right? Now I'll take an example of, mainly in science, I'm more biased toward bioscience. There's physical science, I can say also in the Q&A. So this is a very important slide, please understand that. Could be chemistry, agriculture, biology, zoology, food science, aquaculture, anything. End of the day, in industry, we call you a technical persons. Science person is a technical person. Engineer is a technical person, right? So, what kind of a role is, all the jobs have, companies have four kinds of roles. One is research and development, that is to create new products. Then production. So simply, production is to make the products based on the prototype you created. You create a sample in the lab, new product is come, you're mass producing in the factory. So that production roles are there for science people. Then quality assurance, you have to ensure the raw material quality, process quality, and finished good quality. There's quality assurance roles. So there you will definitely, the quality assurance roles will be for mainly in labs. You have either work in a physical lab, chemical lab, or microbiological lab. Then there is a role called regulatory affairs. What is regulatory affairs? You know the all the scientific theory, and you have to comply to the government regulation. For that also you need to have a science person. So in simple terms, R&D intern, production intern, quality intern, regulatory intern. If not R&D executive, production executive, quality executive, regulatory executive, these are the main four roles for any science role, any science job, right? Right? Then the sub roles is environment management, health and safety management, energy management. These things are sub roles, but will not be available in all the companies. But above four is always available in all the companies. For environment management, health and safety, and energy management, you again need a science person. For that, you can come from any science background, right? So health and safety executive, energy management, environment executive, all these roles you can apply, right? In general science people, right? Again, another important thing is, what are the job levels? So you start from analyst. I'm telling about the factory environment. Let's take as quality analyst, quality technologist, quality executive, quality senior executive, quality assistant manager, manager, senior manager, head, associate director, director. This is how the hierarchy goes, right? That's a clear path. And another important thing for science people is like this, in the pathway, they can select two tracks, right? What are the tracks? One is like you technical scientific track. So that after bachelor's, you do master's and you do PhD and you work in a technical track. If not, you go to a supply chain operations track where you do an MBA or DBA and become a business leader. For example, I would say, let's say quality executive, quality assistant manager, senior manager, head of section, associate director, group director, country director, regional director, global director. So you just become the quality assurance global pathway. You are technical, you don't take business decisions. That is one pathway. If not, you go as quality executive, then production executive, then production manager, factory manager, head of manufacturing, head of supply chain, associate director supply chain, operations director. So then you go into the broader supply chain operation. That path is also possible for science people. So that is a different track. So as a student, you can think, if you are very scientifically sound, you can select the technical track. If not business sound, you can select the supply chain operation track. So this is the how it's mainly in the healthcare environment. I'm not taking time to these things because we don't have healthcare people here, right? And another thing, as I said, secondary thing is the business roles, right? So one is marketing, then is sales and business development, another is procurement. Right? Again, marketing, business to business market, you need science people. You to drive sales in technical products. So you can't be a sales manager in a biscuit company, right? You can be a sales manager in a consumable company, engineering company, spare part company, laboratory equipment company, anything. And procurement again, if you want to buy scientific products, there should be a science person to procure. He should be the procurement manager. Then only he knows the technicality. What is the specifications of this product? What is this pH? What is the alkalinity? What is the decision making should be there. So in that case, there are three tracks, and again, job level is same. Only thing is like when you go to business, you don't have two minor levels as analyst and technologies. It starts from executive, right? Rest is same as that. Job tracks again, one is sales and customer development is like selling track. If you go to procurement, you come to supply chain track, right? With that, I am concluding. So the final slide. So here I am showing you another picture of a real company, right? In every company, you can see there will be the CEO on top of, and there will be eight department mainly. One is sales, the people who sell. Supply chain is the people who plan. Then there will be planning department, procurement department, manufacturing department, and logistic department. All these together, supply chain. There will be one director. Then there will be marketing director, legal director, IT director, finance director, HR director. Now you can see in the boxes I have mentioned from which backgrounds people can come to these roles, right? Again, you can see in the technical there are two departments, as I said, research and development, R&D, and quality assurance. Here you can see the yellow color, that is the primary role. So for these roles, we need science people only most of the time, science or engineering, STEM people. So that is only, those roles are only available for hardcore science. That is for science primary role, directly scientific. If you want to go to R&D roles, quality roles, production roles, you have to be very sound in science, very sound in theories and everything, because they are decision making roles. The green ones are, you don't need to be very sound in science. You should have basic science knowledge, and if you have the science understanding, you can do. That is what logistics roles, even technical sales, marketing, planning, procurement, legal, all these things are there. You won't think that you can work in all these departments. So how you think is not is the way how the job market is operating, right? So that is the main thing I wanted to give. So with that, I am coming to the conclusion of the presentation, right? So and in the meantime, I will put the link for the Jobdaddy.lk group in the chat. So it's now your time to ask questions, right? So I have added the chat. I would highly appreciate if you can maybe share it among your teams. And this group is only for the participant of today's session. So we will not add anyone outsider. So then one of our team member will guide you to this. If you're an IT person, IT jobs, there is a separate channel. Science jobs separate channel. Management jobs separate channel. My team members will be supporting to you, right? So, as promised, I stopped there, and there is a question now from Zahan. So, I have a question. I have a biological science degree. I like to become an MLT. After the biological science degree, what I want to do to become an MLT? So, MLT is a healthcare thing. So, as I was telling, when you do science, I'm saying biological science, you have only two main windows. Either you go to healthcare industry, hospital and hospital related jobs. If not, you go to a industry job. So if we talk about all the industry job in the slides, so if you have a BSc degree, it will not make you become an MLT. So you have to definitely do an MLT qualification outside. Either you can do it in open university, you have to check whether if you're an undergraduate, you can do it in open university. If not, there are other places outside like Institute of Chemistry, it has a diploma in laboratory technology, and there are other places as well. Since it's private, so I can't tell the names technically. That is because MLT is a very technical thing, right? So question time.
Okay, Mr. Rushdi, I think you all can hear my voice, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh,
Maybe I can stop
okay.
sharing the screen so that I will
Yeah.
be. on the screen, no, properly.
Yeah, for me, actually, really informative, and even at this level, I have learned lots of things. I mean, as a lecturer, I can believe that I can think that how much valuable is for this session for the students actually. Now I no need to spend more time to correct CVs actually. Right, so that much of I mean informative. And I have one actually question regarding this CV preparation. Now in your
Hmm.
format, that the one page resume, so you mention about the language skill, right? We have to
Hmm.
mention the language skill now, but in the language skills also there are in the different ways now. I mean, we suppose for an example in English, proficiency to work and the communication, different levels are there. So how we can
Exactly.
include that?
Yeah, very good. So first thing first is like the most recommended is like first don't stop in putting only three languages. Let's say English, Sinhala, and Tamil is wrong because we don't know to which extent you know. So you put in bold, then you put a small dash, and you can quantify. There are three ways. One is you can give radio buttons like five. How we rate apps out of five, how much we know. Yes, English 5. So Sinhala 5, English 4, Tamil 1. So then that person will quantify how much you know. That is one way of doing. If not, as you said, there is a terminology on how to rate languages. One is like native and bilingual proficiency. If not, professional proficiency, basic proficiency. Likewise, you can put that is another way. If not, third is like expert, intermediate, beginner. That is another way. If not, there's another way like reading, writing, speaking. That's like reading, writing, speaking, understanding. Hatharama thiyena. Then reading, writing only. For example, Tamils, most of people can be read only, write only. That's also another way. So it depends based on the requirements you can and the space you have, you can put, but highly recommend that you put a remark on to which extent you know in any of the format you like.
Okay, got it. I think students may have some more questions regarding that. So please, students, if you have any questions, so take this time to clarify all of your doubts, right? So
And
now
just
it
a quick thing,
means
so
what
since I
language?
am the speaker, I am centralized in the view. No, I can't see myself. That's why.
Yeah,
Since
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
right, right.
we can see,
That's why.
yes.
Okay. So another quick inputs about I have seen more than 10,000 CVs, right? With students. Some of the mistake they put skill is like hard working, 97%. Yeah, come on, again. Right? You can't quantify, yeah. Specifically, you never ever put percentage for any skills, eh? Any skills you can't put percentage. How can you tell that the percentage? Right? So never put special. Again, if you want to quantify, as I said, programming language for Excel, you can put beginner, intermediate, expert. If not, again, five dots, and you say three dots or five dots. That will say how much you know. That is one page. So anyway, that's what technically when you're putting technical skills or hard skills, you can quantify. But never ever quantify the soft skills. You can't say leadership out of five. No, you can't say 25% leadership. Can't. So, irrespective of whatever you have or not, never quantify the soft skills. You can't quantify. Nobody in the world can quantify. Hard skills, obviously, yes. Hard skills, when you're putting, we recommend to quantify as well. So then only they can get an understanding. So can you share recorded video? I think Dr. Mahaso will definitely share. I'm doing BSc Maths. Can I get a job in IT field? Very good question. So again, want to become an IT profession, what you need is knowledge in IT. That's all. So I hope that in your case, if you are doing IT as one subject, then that is enough that you have an IT exposure. Then you know the basics, and you put your CV as BSc specialized in IT. If not subjects, IT, maths and stats. Right? So in your case, if you say that BSc maths instead, you have not touched IT at all, then your internal university degree never supports that you have an IT background. In that case, we recommend that you do an IT like bit, something like UCSC bit or something you can do externally, then combine both and go to the interview and say, I'm an IT guy. If not, very rarely, you can solely learn in internet, right? There are a lot of websites like certification website. You can do certification course, paid course, and got online certifications, and then you can put that in the CV. So what matters is, Puta, can I get away? I know this, get me to this scale. You have to decide. You have to come on like that mode. So now I am following computer science course. What are the other relevant courses and professional ways to my jobs? Again, first you have to decide, right? For IT people, I think like 10% IT in the, I'll just take 1 minute. Your degree program name in IT, computer science, software engineering, MIS, management information technology, technology management, information technology management, information system, ICT, no issue. October, everything comes as IT related degree. एक आधार है. So what matters is what knowledge you bring to the table, right? So you should have an idea on what career pathway you should choose. So please remember, since I am on screen, IT people have main three career paths in software development track. So software four paths. Most common one is SC. SC means software engineering. Then QA, software quality assurance. Then BA, business analysis. Then PM, project management. So you have to decide whether which track you choose. For that, you have to make your CV and project sense, everything related to that type, apply for that. Again, in software engineering track, you have to decide whether you are going to be front end or back end or full stack. Again, you are dominant in mobile or web, right? Then again, you are UI UX or not. So based on like front end, back end, mobile, let's say you are front end, you should have front end skills like Angular, Node.js, all these things listed in your skill set. So that is how you prepare yourself. So that are those are the four main things. Other than that, there is another area, that is DevOps and DevSecOps. That is another way. If you are coming from a networking background, you suit Dev and DevSecOps very well. And then other than the software development round, you have a separate area, that is cyber security. You are coming from networking, you can get into cyber security, ethical hacking, and that is a separate area, right? These are the main things. And as I said before, when you go to Jobdaddy.lk, we are the only platform in the country where we have categorized all the jobs related to that, right? Sometimes you might tell about AI is like icing on the cake, Puta. Cake is software engineering. You should know the basics, then only AI, machine learning, data science, everything comes on top of software engineering. So you dominantly know basics and then go, because again, when you're going to interview first internship, there will no be AI internship, it's a SC internship, right? So you have to go there. So even if we have done some of the courses website like Coursera, can we make it as a qualification? Yes, Puta, if you have done in this, you can put. What matters the interview is like, no matter you learn from Coursera, online degree, paid degree, free degree, you you should have projects done in IT in the right specifically. If you have projects and the recruiter sees the project and asks two questions, he knows that whether you have done the this or not. Interview then check for knowledge, right? Sometimes company like Google, they don't look for degree even. If you can code, if you can do a project, you can do something, move stuff, make softwares, that's all we need. No issue. As no, only thing is make sure that you know the knowledge. දන්නේ නැති බය නම් දාන්න එපා. හැරෙන්නකොට අපිට තේරෙන ඔයගොල්ලෝ බොරු කරලා තියෙනවා කියන්නේ. Right? தெரியாத விடயங்களை போட வரேன். நீங்க சொல்வது போயிடும் முதல்ல எங்களே விளங்கிடும். Because recruiters, even myself, I have seen lot of CVs. I will ask one question is enough to see whether this person has lied or not. That much of experience people have. Right? Sir, I'm following biology or science. I take physics, computer science, and applied statistics. What are the jobs, sir? That's what I said, Putha. So from of the three area, you have to select what is your core area: computer science, physics, or biology. If you select physics, you don't have direct physics applications here, right? So you have to go to demand planning, supply planning. That is the thing. If not, you have developed the analytical skill, and then you have to do something like SEMA or something, and you combine that, and you have to go to data analytics or something. If you anchor on physics, math, stats, all applicable. Because math, stats, physics, all this crunching with numbers, it will end up in data related thing. Where data comes is, it comes in most of the time in finances. So you should have a finance background there. That is one way. If not computer science, it's direct, you are going in a computer track. Applied statistics is physics, more or less the same. Is it a problem? Have two pages in CV? Yes. Big problem, not accepted at all. Right? Also, they're searching keywords for selection applicant. Even sometimes we apply for a lot of vacancy but didn't get success. ඒකත් මං කියලා දෙන්න. When I was at NABM, NSBM was a students parents call and said, that is how the job market is. Right? You have to apply for 150 logic, just an example. If you apply for 100 companies, you will get reply from 10 and you will get interview from 10 and you will get the job in one. Right? That is how job market is. You have to keep on applying. Right? So chemistry කියලා විතරක් කියලා දෙනවා. Sir, how to manage LinkedIn profile? That's a separate topic, separate presentation. We will do in a separate day. But you have to be in LinkedIn. Quick after yes, create a profile in LinkedIn, put a proper cover picture, put a headline, put a about section, continuously post about whatever things you do and whatever things happening in your industry, and connect with all the HR people and whatever the people related to your industry. Then only you will learn from LinkedIn. So good questions, good questions. I hope I didn't miss the questions because I was going through the chapter. If we do special degree in statistics with chemistry for 2 years, can I become a chemist? In my degree certificate, the chemistry will not be mentioned if I do special in stat. Again, students, we don't give jobs looking at your certificate. Certificate ජීවිතේ interview වල අහන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන් හිටියේ ඔය ඔප්ෂන් ගියට අහන්න බලන්නෙත් නැහැ බලන්නෙත් නැහැ. When we ask 2 questions, we know with the US. So let's say your idea becomes chemist, right? In some, most of the time it's like quality executive or laboratory executive. There are specific roles like chemists in specific industries only, right? So if you want to become a chemist, so because end of the day, if you specialize in chemistry, your profession is chemist. You can work as a lab assistant or analyst or executive. That is your job. Your profession is chemist. You make yourself strong in chemistry, then you are a chemist. Sometimes you might not get a job title as chemist, right? Specifically for science people, don't think that you become scientist when you go to industry. අමක් හිතාගෙන හිටියේ food science සුදු පාට coat එකක් දාලා food scientist කියලා. No, in industry you are called as a scientist when you have a PhD, right? For that at least 15 years of experience, you have a PhD, you have to, then only you will be designated as scientist. Other than that, because you go to a company for managerial role, it's account executive, engineering executive, quality executive, laboratory executive, same level. That is how it goes. There is no technical roles in companies. Can you say, sir, one more time, free tools to CV making? Free tools, there are many, Buddha, right? One is Canva, right? Canva. Number 2, Novo Resume. And actually, I can't remember the names also because I use Canva mostly, right? Go to internet, Ganda, Singale, ChatGPT, Ganda, what are the free tools say? But what I recommend is don't go to free tools. The paid tools will cost, let's say when you got a template, it will cost like maximum 1,000 rupees. Go for a template, right? Paid template. That's one-time life investment. Go for it. So to become a lecturer, how? I think I told you, Nebuta, any field, if you want to become a lecturer, you have to study well, get a first class honors degree, if not second class honors sometimes, and get into a demonstrator or teaching assistant. Then you become a professional lecturer, then become a lecturer, then become a senior lecturer. That path will go. In that path from degree, you have to complete your masters, and then you have to do a PhD, and your academic path will go. It could be in a government university, or you can try private as well. That is how to become a lecturer. So even if you have done some of the courses in website like Osara Manga answer kara, some following biological science answer kara, chemistry hari. In which field more open up for job market, for mathematical or chemistry field? Again, as I said, in a Sri Lankan context, chemistry for sure, because chemistry is a central science. Its applications are there. As I said, if you centralize on chemistry, in my initial thing, you fall in the second round. Apply the knowledge. If you focus on maths, you fall into the fourth round because there is no any Einstein's theory and that theory direct jobs. So you have to go to demand planning or supply planning. If you anchor on maths, again, this is only Sri Lanka. If you go to foreign countries, that contexts are different. Mathematicians are there, all these jobs are there, right? But Sri Lankan market, again, most relevant English market, yeah, when you're talking about industries, chemistry. But again, strong advice, Puta do. If you don't like chemistry, don't do it. Then you stick into maths and maybe you do a data analytics short course and you go to data analytics or something. Because industry, if you don't like, don't do, because then you can't grow. Definitely, you have to do specialized in whatever you know only. So can we
Yeah,
this session's recording here? Okay,
yeah.
miss some of
I
the
think
part.
Mr.
Masa,
Rushdi, to
yes,
interrupt this discussion, I think it's getting more interesting because students may have so many questions, it seems. But to interrupt you, I think I have one another question to ask now. So the most of the time, the science graduates are hired for this the institutes by considering their background. I mean, as a scientist or the quality controller or like that. Suppose if they want to jump into the management level, become a senior manager, or the assistant manager, manager, or may ultimately the CEO, so that the science knowledge may only not enough for that, no? So there may be some other qualification. So they
yes,
can think about to gather those qualification even during the I mean the undergraduate level, like the HR management, like qualification. So what sort of things are there? I mean, for your recommendation.
yes. Very good practical questions. So as I was telling, so whatever the science first job is executive. Either R&D executive, laboratory executive, quality executive, production executive, regulatory executive. If not, some places chemist or pharmacist. That's all. End of the day, all the first level. So then they grow in that ladder. Executive becomes senior executive. So when become senior executive, they will manage two assistants. Then become assistant manager, they will manage two labs. Then become manager, they will manage one plant. Then when become head, or in that case from lab they should come out. They come to factory operations. Then become factory manager. So that is how the path goes. So what I strongly recommend is don't spend most of the time doing extra courses now, but you do an MBA when you get to quality job or a science job. Because what happens is most of the times, ළමයි හිතන් ඉන්නේ අපි සීමා කරන්න ඕන ඩබල් කරන්න ඕන එච්චර මොනවරි මැනේජ්මන්ට් එක කරලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ. No, if you can do, that's fine. But the best thing is like to make sure that you are sound on your basics. Because we are hiring, for example, I am hiring because I will not hire you for a management executive. I will hire you for a quality executive, lab executive. In that case, if you can't tell me how to make a one more self-uric acid, you are gone. That time we have seen enough people, right? And MBA also don't do it immediately. At least you work for two years in the industry, then you will get the business knowledge automatically because you work in a business environment. Then only you will understand the context. Then when you go for an MBA and then you do an MBA thesis, that becomes make you the master of business. If not, you will be a potbulla, right? So that's what I. So in that case, what I would recommend, not the HR, something like the lateral things. One is for science people, any science people at times say they start with quality or laboratory, then they'll be part of production, then they'll be part of supply chain. So what they can do is one is quality management, that as I did. Diploma in quality management is a general thing because any factory environment quality assurance is one thing. So diploma in quality management SLSA you can do. If not, you can learn about the other things. Environmental management system, ISO 14,000, ISO 22,000 food safety management system, ISO 9,000 quality management system, ISO 45,000 energy management system. Then there are other things about laboratory accreditation, 17025 laboratory accreditation management system. Right? Are very relevant. So that is not in your degree. Those sort of short professional qualification, definitely. Again, if you not want to be a lab person immediately after doing chemistry or whatever, you want to be a factory person, you can learn Six Sigma green belt, Six Sigma black belt, total productivity management, what you call 5S. All these things are needed to the plant operation. These things, short thing, you should know. No point in having a CMA together, it will not give any value addition. Only exempted things like if you want to become a management trainee or something in a corporate, that's okay. For example, I did a lot of things because I was not a science person. I want to become a management trainee. If you want to go for the specific role, they look for science background and extra curricular activities and another professional qualification together. So that is like 1% in industry. Rest, what I said is the general norm. Hope I answered. I'm getting more questions. That's fine, but I'm really happy because students are asking questions.
Yeah, I think we are now running out of the time. because students may have lots of question. Actually, that's what we have organized this one. I mean, we were planning to organize this one for a long time. That finally, to wrap up this session, I think I have one more thing to ask. I mean, so they are now suppose in addition to even after this webinar also, I think students may, if they have some question, they may have some way to answer ask the question from you also, and
Yeah,
also.
that's what we have the group as well. So
Okay.
when you join the group, right, right,
Uh, and in addition to now, you have shown your website, Jobdaddy.lk. In
yes.
addition to going through this website and getting some details, so what sort of other services you provided and how the students can get the services from your company?
Yeah, actually, as
Kindly.
a business, our business model is like we mainly maintain the website, right? So, website is all about jobs, right? So, the job seekers, what we do is one is the TikTok and the YouTube and the whatever the content videos we do. For example, when you go to TikTok, I have how to create a CV series. නම දාන්න කොහොමද විනාඩියකින් කියනවා. ඔහොමම we go over series. That is a series which coming up, right? That is the only thing as a website we are doing, like they're like webinars like this. But again, as a business model, we don't charge anything from students. No worries, you can get all the services for free. And another practical this thing I would recommend everyone, if you want to know what kind of a job you have in the market, spend time in job sites where you go to this category. Actually, we are a 1 year old player. Top Jobs is the biggest company to 20-year-old. You can go to there also. Technically, I recommend because they are more, they have more vacancies than us at the moment, right? So you go to whatever thing and download and see the vacancy flyers and see what they are looking for. This is a very strong advice I give to students, but nobody does. So if you spend time doing that, you will understand what the industry is asking for. Then you can prepare that. As a habit, I would recommend you to visit job sites every day. I used to do that, right? And then go to LinkedIn, create that job notification alert in whatever the jobs which related to the category you're looking for. It will come notifications. Then you go to that and see what you have, right? Even sometimes I have suggested some students to map that for 2 years and find out what is more important for you. They have done that and they have been successful in their life. So that is the most important career, self career guidance thing a person can do is.
Okay, so actually, even though we mentioned this name, this webinar as the academic hour, now we are actually more than 1 hour. I think Shavindya, we can finish the wrap up the session. Samod,
Yeah, maybe Dr. Maso, maybe like technically,
sure,
since there are few questions, I will actually give a one line answer to them
sure,
because
sure,
I
sure,
don't have an issue in answering this, right? Because I really love, because both of the university lamai ahane mena. So hapula men uttara deni am session එක වන්
sure,
නවත්තන්න
please, yes.
we check. Right? Sir, do I have physics special degree? What are the job at apply? I answered that. I am BA student. I chose chemistry. I answered that. Physics application as well, sir. Any position as physicist. That's what it. Physicist, mathematician. ये वो कोमा दादा jobs. मैं single में मैं वो किया ना. Right? ये what a PhD करला थी इन्होंने. Industry वाला दारू, mathematician, physicist, statistician का job ना. They have only managerial jobs. Right? So you have to focus on that. So what again repeating, physics, maths, stats කියන්නේ you have to analytical role, planning roles, and if you have a finance background, mingle that, you can go to finance roles as well, right? So what are advices to students who are looking for jobs abroad during the undergraduate period? What we should perform? Again, simple answer, Pratha. Finish your degree full, get a good GPA. හිතාගන්න එපා job වලට යන්න class ඕනේ නැහැ කියලා. That's one part, right? Don't do that, right? Finish it. Then you get a good first job in Sri Lanka. Then only you can go to abroad job, because without zero experience, you can't go to abroad job. So that is the main thing. Right, hi, thank you for conducting webinar and an option about studying away. How can they implement that study at university? Please contact many webinars. Yes, yes, we are more than happy to. One is like, so this is all university related. So based on the experience, what we have thought is like we are going to have public webinars every month, at least two, open for anyone. So you please follow JobDaddy, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all the pages. Then you can share it to anyone. So we will be continuously doing that, and we will be creating recorded videos, and we will be creating sample. For example, in 3 to 4 months, we will create sample CVs to download from our website. So that will also come. So what jobs can apply for the pharmaceutical fields? Right, I can touch pharmaceutical. I don't know whether you are pharmacy graduate. So simply, you there are two tracks. One is scientific track, then business track. If you graduate from pharmacy, you get into a pharmacy as pharmacist, and that is one way, senior pharmacist. That's all. If not, you can work in pharmaceutical companies. That's a huge industry, one of the leading industries in the world. You go as a product manager, product executive. So you will handle a particular product, and you go to the doctors and talk. So that is called medical representatives, if not product managers. So that is a huge thing. If you have any idea, maybe you can do a slight short course in marketing, because it's going to be a marketing role anchored on science. So for our internship, we need to go out and outside and impress some institution for our degree completion. Especially, I know computer science students might go for internship for completion. So how can we prepare for it? Simple as that. Prepare good CV, very professional CV, 1 page only. Put detail about your projects, right? Then keep applying always, right? Continuously keep applying. They will never again හිතන්න එපා ඒ අග්නිදිග දුර පළාත කැම්පස් කියලා මම වැඩක් නැහැ කියලා. No, they never think. There is no issue in industry if it's your location. It's your knowledge only, right? On the so again I'm telling, for whatever in specifically IT, right? Whatever internship you go, they look for two things. Number one is attitude, right? And the ability to learn, number two. Number three is basic technique. Actually, we look for two things. Basic technical, let's say in your IT get, if you can't define the difference between class and object, you are gone. If you can't write a if loop, you are gone. So if you want to impress them, be strong on your basics. Even for chemistry people, as I said, in Fontera, I used to drop people by asking how to create a 1 mole sulfuric acid. ඒ ප්‍රශ්නේම මිනිස්සු කරනවා ලේසියෙන්ම. වැරදියට කියනවා ඉවරයි. Right? So be strong on your basics. So as I am a BS students and I choose chemistry, physics and biology. I like work in a hospital. What are the courses? Again, if you study physics, chemistry or biology, it will not directly help you to go to hospital. When you are going to hospital, there are a lot of, you can't be a doctor for sure. There is MLT, pharmacy, radiography, nursing, right? Nutrition, dietetics, all the 5 areas are there that you have to do externally. If not, you can't directly get into hospital environment. So if companies didn't hire the applicants for a particular job position, if we have enough knowledge, skills, and interest for that job, can we send the CV via email for that? That's a good thing. It's a smart way. If you don't, there is no opening, you can send the CV with a good cover letter. නිකන් දාලා දාන්න එපා. So if sometimes they like, they would get, but it's a hit and a miss thing. But it's a recommended thing, because ගොඩක් මිනිස්සු එහෙම එනකම් බලන් ඉන්නේ නැතුව දාන ළමයින්ට කැමති. For example, I remember my brother did that for a closed vacancy at MIT. After the closing date, he sent a strong email that I saw the vacancy today, but I am a talented guy. You get me interview, I'll prove myself. Then they got him. He proved him. He got the job. So එහෙම කැමති recruiters, right? But you have to be passionate about it. Is IT project and IT knowledge enough for IT job? Again, project management is a second level of IT job, because you can't do a project management internship at your beginning. You have to do development roles, then you go as a lead developer, then you get into project management. So project knowledge management is basically enough, but you have to have strong IT knowledge for your job. So can we get this session recording? Yes. கெமிஸ்ட்ரிக்கு என்ன மாதிரி ஜாப்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, நான் முதல்ல சொன்னேன் கெமிஸ்ட்ரின்னு சொன்னா பேசிக் சயின்ஸ். அப்ப நீங்க கெமிஸ்ட்ரியை ஃபுட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில அப்ளை பண்ணலாம், ஃபர்டிலைசர் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி அப்ளை பண்ணலாம், பெயிண்ட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். அவை அந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில உங்களுக்கு போகக்கூடிய லேப் ஜாப்ஸ் தான் இருக்குது. குவாலிட்டி அஷூரன்ஸ், ப்ரொடக்ஷன், மைக்ரோபயாலஜி, இது மூணுக்கு தான் லேப்ஸுக்கு போகலாம். அதே மாதிரி நான் முதல்ல சொன்ன மாதிரி இதெல்லாம் மட்டும் உங்களுக்கு லெக்சரிங் சைடு போகலாம். இஃப் நாட் யூ கேன் கோ டு உங்களுக்கு டீச்சிங் சைடுக்கும் போகலாம். சார், ஆர் வி நீட் டு ஹேவ் சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸ் டு certify the skills? No. කිසිම ඉන්ටර්වියු එක සර්ටිෆිකේට් ෆයිල් එක බලන්න නැත්නම් මේව කරන්න නැත්නම්, but ඔයා කියන දේ දාන්න ඕනේ. You have to put it in, and when we ask 2 questions, we know that whether you have done it or not. Right, one again, so I choose to do external medical physics. Is it have good opportunities? Again, Putha, medical physics also a very wonderful field for the futuristic thing. If you want to do an internship tomorrow in Sri Lanka, those have very narrow scope, right? You decide on what you want to become in future, mainly specific related to the manufacturing industry or health industry, right? So medical physics, I don't know whether external course medical physics diploma degree, I don't know, right? But that is all these good jobs. I don't say no, but not in the Sri Lankan context. Just one thing to finish, because there have been lots of my dear students. මට මොනවද ජොබ් හම්බෙන්නේ එන කෙන්න ජොබ් කෙරෙකුම්, that is not the question. You have to decide on what job you want to do. According to that, you prepare your CV and present yourself in the interview. That is one way. If not the second way, if you come across any vacancies, internship or executive role, don't read what they require, forget that, and read what they want to do. If you can do that, you create your CV and you present that I can do that and get the job. That is a very important trick, right? Very important tactic. So if you can do what is in the job description, you present yourself as I can do this. You create your CV to bring proof that I have the knowledge, skills, and experience to do this job, and go to interview and get it. That is how you have to take most of the time the jobs across different field. Okay, right, Dr. Maso.
Yeah, okay, I think we can
Again,
conclude.
like අග්නිදික ළමයින්ට මම ගොඩක් ස්තුති කරන්න ඕනේ. මොකද 200ක් විතර ඉඳලා 100 වෙනකන් අන්තිම වෙනකන් ඉන්නවා. ප්‍රශ්න ඇහුවා කියන එක මාර හැපි. මොකද when you are doing webinars like කාවත් පේන්නේ පැය දෙකක් කතා කරන් ඉන්නවා කියන්නේ lazy වැඩක් නෙවෙයි. Right? Some universities I have got only 20 students like that. So in that case, as a person, I am really happy. ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ enthusiasm එකට happy. මම හිතන්නේ සර්ටත් ලොකු වටිනාකමක් එක් කරා ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම actively participate වෙච්ච ඉඳ as a person මමත් පුළුවන් වෙලාවට පුළුවන් විදියට තව පුළුවන් නම් අපි help කරන්න. අනිත් එක මම පුළුවන් තරම් කරන්නේ තනි තනි යුනිවර්සිටි බලන්න නැති ඉස්සරහට common develop කරන්න හදනවා. So good luck and all the very best. පුළුවන් නම් අපි දවසක job daddy එකත් බලන්න ඊට session එක කරන්න. Okay.